I realize I have a lot of new subscribers and I only have 3 minutes on these YouTube shorts. So I'm going to try and condense my story down to that. Basically, I started my YouTube channel out back in like 2011, 2012, and a lot was going on back then. World ending type situations, a lot happening, wars, things like that, political things. And so, in order to fight back, to rebel against demand, the powers that be, I started learning and researching, and I wanted to stay away from things that they pushed because they do that for a reason. So I rejected possessions in a way. Like I started to get into bushcrafting and prepping and things like that, and I had an awakening at that time as well. So a spiritual awakening, and so I got an RV. I sold my possessions. I saved money up and I got an RV and I left because I said, what is the point in all of this? I didn't want to do a regular job. I didn't want to do things like everybody else. I knew that there was more to life and I wanted to see it for myself. I didn't want to hear it from the news. I didn't want to hear it from other people. And so I took off, sold everything and took off. And I learned these skills and I started experimenting on myself and sharing my journey on YouTube. I shared my wellness journey, experimenting on cleansing the body, getting the toxins out, not craving things that they wanted us to crave, not being a part of their systems. And I left a lot of things behind. And then I started diving deep and learning for myself about different belief systems, and again, experiencing other people and places, and went to other countries and things like that as well. But yeah, so I learned a lot, and I do this through actually experiencing it myself. And I read books and stuff as well, but it's not just learning things online. I go experience them and talk to people in person and see these places in person. And so it's a long journey that's led me to where I'm at now. So when I talk about mindset, when I talk about holistic wellness and things like that, I'm talking about it from a perspective of leaving everything behind and starting over from nothing and choosing what it is based off of what I've learned and experienced myself. So I share my journey because I know that there are things that work. It has worked for me, it has worked for other people. I've condensed information down so you don't have to go researching all this stuff yourself. I'm into personal development and productivity, which means I like to optimize things, which means what is the minimum thing that you have to do to get the most results. Instead of having to experiment with all these other things, I've done it. So that's why I share this information so that you can avoid having to do all those things as well. And anyway, as you can see, I'm in my storage unit right now. This is probably the least amount of stuff that I've had in a long time because at a certain point, I started collecting things again. I came back into society and, get in the car and wearing the clothes and had the job and all the things like that. I still lived in an RV near the end of before I came here where I'm at now. But, life looks different and it changes throughout time. But, you know, you just go with it and you learn and you're going to change as a person and all this. And then society, the environment around you, that changes and things like that. But either way, just saying all this to say, like, I know there's a lot going on in the world. There always has been, there always will be. But again, and I've talked about this before, it's what you carry with you and is what you do out in the world. You get to choose to go out and do things. I am a change agent. I'm an optimist. I get to choose that. Now, every day is easy, but I choose to find the good. I choose to show up. Some days, maybe I'm not showing up the most. Maybe want to lay in the bed. I need more rest. Whatever the thing is, because I've been running myself in the ground. But overall, that is my lifestyle. Those are habits that I have, and I choose to do that because I want to be that change in the world. Because I do believe that we can change things. I do believe in the power to the people. I believe in unity because they try and separate us and divide us. And I believe that this is a more spiritual journey, not just a physical one that you just physically go through and you got to make it through day by day. I believe it's a spiritual journey and that there is more to it. There's magic here in the world. You just have to slow down enough to see it and pay attention. And some people will say, oh, it's just science. Yeah, well, quantum physics and all of that. I believe it all intertwines. But I like to call it magic. It makes it very magical for me. It's an experience. But anyway, I know this is long, at 3 minutes, more than 3 minutes long at this point. So I'm just going to upload it as a regular video. It is what it is. But yeah, so I just wanted to share a little bit about that with you new subscribers. So that is who you are watching when you watch my videos. I'm not just someone who has learned stuff on TikTok or whatever, and I'm just regurgitating information. This is a lived experience. I've learned to live minimally or simplistic, not necessarily minimally, but simplistic, which means I've learned what I like and don't like. So I only choose things that align with what I like. And that takes experimenting with different things. It takes me in my values, choosing to only support certain companies and things like that as well. And that's just through experience. And so I am intentional behind a lot of the things that I do, with the clothes that I wear, with the foods that I buy, just all the things like that. Intentional about my goals and where I'm going and all of that, because again, I mean, we're still going to be here. There is a lot going on, but we are still going to be here. So what does that look like? What does that future look like? And preparing for that and doing my part in society for my community in preparation for that. So anyway, go ahead and subscribe if you're new here, because I'm still going to be sharing my journey and you're going to watch all this unfold as I go. But you can just see a couple things back here. I got my TV over there. I haven't had a TV in my room in a while, or haven't used a TV in, I don't know, maybe like a year and a half, maybe, or something like that. I just use my iPad right now. My juicer right here. I'll get back to that eventually. And then here I have some goals on my poster of what I'm going to share with you all soon, next month actually. And then I have a poster of my actual goals, my values, my why, my goals. I'm not going to show you all that. It's more personal, but I made that as a poster and I can hang that up. I also have artwork here and Cricut and a sleeping bag and like pots and stuff. So anyway, just showing you a little bit of my personal side of things, because I do value you if you are subscribed to my channel, if you do support, if you do like my videos. I do appreciate it. I am a real person. This is what I do. Like I said, this is a lifestyle. This isn't just something that I talk about. I live it. I am intentional about it. It is what I do. And I'm very passionate about that because I do want to help people. And I think it is very important, especially because the powers that be want to suppress us. They want to keep you sick, unhealthy, sad, depressed, against each other, all of those things. And so to fight back, I do my part. So however you want to do your part, you can do that, but this is what I do. So I thank you to all of you who are subscribed. Go ahead and give me a like, and until next time, continue to shine on.